G'day legends and welcome back to another episode of the Aussie Lawn. And in this week, I'm coming back onto the Tiff Tuff and the Santa Ana because I have actually buckled and I have actually done another application of the Color Guard Plus. Now, during my video, I put it out as per the label rate and I said I wanted to trust the process. The results were pretty good, but I felt I could have done better. So what I did was I actually went over it at double rate again, and you're gonna see what it looks like very shortly. I'll put some overlay on the screen, and it has turned it around. In actual fact, it looks like Tiff Tuff in the middle of summer. Ultra happy. The downside of this was I didn't actually have the benefit of having someone else with me on the day to use a board, and I did actually get some Color Guard on the concrete. So in today's video, we're gonna look at what to do and how easy it is to do to remove the product if you happen to get it on the driveway or the concrete or something along those lines. Now, to put this into perspective, I've left it on there for ages, so it's properly dried on there. I've done the application of Color Guard here probably about 3 weeks ago, I think it could be. I'll put some dates up on the screen there now. So I just wanted to make sure that it's well and truly set, very hard to, more challenging, I guess, to remove. I just want to show you how easy it is should you actually get some on the concrete, because it was probably something that I should have touched on in the video that didn't. The other thing we'll do is we'll give it a first mow. I haven't mown it since the actual video when we did the application. It looks a little bit hairy, so I think we'll get a little bit off it. I still haven't changed the height. I might just keep it at the 8 and see how it goes. If it turns out that we've taken too much color out of it by mowing away the pigmentation, I can always put some more down. And being now sort of towards the middle of July, here for me, I haven't got a lot of cold weather left. So let's crack on, let's have a look about. So as you can see, this is looking absolutely stellar right now. The color is absolutely 100% natural looking. It doesn't look fake, it doesn't look blue, it doesn't look artificial green. As I said, it just looks amazing. Now, what are we today? Oh, about the 17th, I think, about the 17th of July. We've had some consistently cool weather. In fact, the last few days we've had some snow up on the hills there, but we haven't had ridiculously cold starts to the morning. And to put that into perspective, I think so far we've got down to a -1.5 and a few zeros. Traditionally by now we may have had a -4, or last year we had a big -7. I'm kind of hoping that we might escape those this year. Fingers crossed. Come and I'll show you now the area that we're going to remove the overspray, and I'll show you how easy it is. Okay, so as you can see here, I may have kind of deliberately put it here on purpose because I was actually assured by Joe from Lawn Solutions that it's not going to be a huge task to remove, so I'll give it a go. So let me get the stuff we need to do and I'll show you how easy it is. Okay, so all we're going to need is some cheap over-the-counter lemon juice that you can get at any supermarket. Squirt a bit of this on. Got a scrubbing brush here and a bit of water. Comes straight off. So obviously I've just got a small brush here. It's only a little small patch and a bit of water in a watering can. Happy days, let's give it a go. So all we literally need to do is get our lemon juice onto the area like so, and just work it around with the brush. You can see there's a shade of green in this already, and I dare say that it's probably the, I'm no chemist or scientist, the citric acid or something along those lines that's reacting with the product and helping it to come off. So all we do now is rinse it off. We should be good. Not too bad. Tiny little bit there. I don't know if this water is going to dilute it too much to be effective now, but we'll just give it another little go. Seems to be working. And there we go. So not a huge deal. Obviously, if you got it on a larger area, you could use a stiff bristle broom and a bit more lemon juice, but yeah, there you go. So not as hard as I thought, but I still think it's best to use a board. Well, we'll come back and check on that at the end of the video. Once that's dried off, we'll have a look, but 100% better, works really easily, minimal effort required. Now, if you're like me and for whatever reason didn't use a pre-emergent herbicide, in other words, a product that you put down at the beginning of the season, the beginning of winter, to stop winter weeds germinating, be that your broadleafs, your bindies, perhaps even winter grass, etc. By now, you may be starting to see some bindies pop up. You may be starting to see even some little bits of clover like I've got here. Now, tiny bit there, in fact, that could even be, oh no, it could be a medic, it could be a clover. It's time now to start with your bindi treatment. So whether you're using a product like dicamba or bow and arrow or whatever the case may be, now's the time to start thinking about treating those weeds, because you don't want to get them going to seed. Once they go to seed, you're going to have the problem again next season going forward. So we won't do that in today's video, probably doing it in a video very soon. We'll look at treating winter weeds and using post-emergent herbicides for that. I think now, I am itching to give this a mow. We'll see what happens with it. As I said, if too much colour comes out of it, then, in other words, if we mow out too much of the pigmentation, I can put a little bit more down, but let's give it a mow, freshen it up, sharpen it up, see what it looks like. That has come up looking absolutely amazing. The colour is still in it. It didn't lose any colour at all. I'm actually quite surprised at the amount of grass I did actually just mow off this lawn. Admittedly, it's been about a month since I've mown, but it's just really tidied it up. It's sharpened it up. Stripes are predominant. I've got to be honest, ryegrass can give you some amazing winter theatrical effects, but it's a lot of work and quite a lot of expense because you've got seed, top dressing, and then chemicals to control it in springtime. With this ColorGuard Plus, all you've got is a bottle of pigmentation. You might spray it out once or twice, and the occasional mow. And let me tell you, it really does look like it's the middle of summer, and here we are in the depths of winter. Over here on the Santa Ana, it's definitely looking a lot greener than last time, but you can still tell when you get up close that this grass doesn't hold as much winter colour as what Tiff Tuff does. We are also seeing a little bit more broadleaf because this grass is not quite as thick and as dense as what the Tiff Tuff is. So this is probably going to be the lawn that we'll do our winter weed control on in an upcoming video. But compared to the last video, the colour in this is definitely 1,000 times better than it was. We'll give it a cut now. Be interesting to see what we get off this compared to the other one and see what it looks like when we're finished. So once again, still getting a really, really good result out of this ColorGuard, although the grass you can see does have a bit more white about it. Now, still growing though, still getting a little bit out of the catcher here. Don't know if you can see it there, I'm probably shading it, but not a bad amount considering we haven't mown it for a month, so pretty happy with that. And as I said, we've probably really only got, what do we got? 5 or 6 weeks and we'll be starting to warm up again. So yeah, look, really happy. Okay, before I forget, don't forget coming up on the 27th of this month, so the 27th of July, we have got our interactive live podcast with Luke from the Australian Lawn and Garden podcast channel. It's going to be held at Valley Outdoors Singleton, which is behind Bunnings there on the highway. You can't miss it. We've got thousands of dollars of prizes there to be given away on the day. We've also got now Frosty, aka Mark Winterbottom, V8 racing car driver. With his car, the car will be there for the DWAT racing team. So you'd be mad to miss this. Get on down, say good day, ask some questions, hang out with some really cool people. Live interactive demos. If you want to try some gear, there's gear for you to try on the day. You don't want to miss it. Let's have a look now, see how our lemon trick worked on the concrete, and we'll wrap it up. Yeah, works an absolute treat. If you want to get really pedantic, there is still tiny little bits and pieces here, but that's probably more the operator rather than the actual chemical or the lemon juice used to clean it out. So if you're really fussy, I'm sure a little bit more would remove that in a jiffy. But it works, and keep it in mind, if you're going to use this stuff and you do get it on concrete, you can hose it off straight away. However, if it does sit around and that's been there for weeks, it's not staining permanently at all. So there you go. Anyway guys, look, only a shorter video this week, so we'll wrap it up there. Don't forget, amazing event down at Singleton. You don't want to miss it. And we'll catch you next time on the Aussie Lawn.